Beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, welcome to part 2, beloved. And before we do our thing, before YouTube do their thing, let us do ours. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, let's move to part 2, beloved, okay?
And now to new developments in a horrific case of child abuse.
A 15-year-old girl tortured for years, and now a fourth member of her family has been arrested. And we've learned he's a sex offender. And Local 10's Roy Ramos live now in Margate with the troubling details today. Roy.
Calvin and Nicole, and when neighbors I spoke with heard the details of this alleged abuse, they say that they got chills. The victim here, just 15 years old, and police say this alleged abuse came at the hands of her own relatives.
We were very shocked.
I didn't even know they were doing that.
Neighbors concerned with yet another arrest in a Margate house of horror, where police said a 15-year-old girl was tortured and abused for nearly a decade. 74-year-old Horace Crawley, who police said lived in the home, taken into custody Sunday for failing to register as a sex offender.
There are several neighbors down the street that do have small children, and they are outside playing, so that is definitely a concern.
Now, I'm going to just talk to the first video, and I just let it pass. Just busy doing something else. The reason why those people are like, well, there's nothing we can do, we have to let it burn, because, well, they have no power over it. There's nothing they can do because they start now to give, again, fiery conflagration of the cities. That's what you've been seeing lately. For a while now. Okay, so that's why they let it burn, because there's nothing they truly can do about this. Those guys don't want to be hero. Now, the reason why I left this play, because I used to live in Margate. I spent my 20s in Margate. I spent about 10 years. Is that what that is? I moved to Margate when I was 18. I stayed there for 5 to 6 years. Beautiful place. The people that know Margate can tell you there are only 2 people you will see in Margate. There are only 3 kinds of people you see in Margate, or the firefighters, police officers, and nurses. That's all that's in Margate. Beautiful, quiet suburbs, white suburbs, a few wealthy, well, not wealthy black folks, but decent black people. Okay, Margate start going down the tube around 2012. 2013, Margate start going. Core Spring also, they going down the tube because the 2/3 moving in and things going on. Now, the reason why I let this play is because we have a lot of this situation in the community, and we do not like to call it out because those guys, they are family members, they are people that we know, and we really don't want to call them out. Okay, so now let me let this play, and then we're going to speak about this for a little moment.
Her aunt and uncle, Latricia Crawley and Benjamin Lockett, her legal guardians, arrested in late October, both facing charges of aggravated child abuse and child neglect. Her own 20-year-old sister now also behind bars.
It would appear that Ms. Clayton was not just a mere observer, but an actual participant.
Margate police said they were first called to this home near Northwest 79th Terrace in 3rd Place after the victim reached out to an online instructor pleading for her to call police. It's when officers arrived they found the teen with a gash to her head and bleeding.
That's very concerning. It's like if they're doing all that serious, I could imagine what she went through.
Margate police officers said they observed even more signs of physical abuse. In the arrest reports we obtained, the victim claimed she was caged in different closets. While no one answered the door, documents detail in 2019, at just 11 years old, one of the defendants allegedly kicked her in the chin. In 2021, at 13, she said her knees were oiled and she was forced to kneel on rice for hours for consecutive days. She told investigators she was tied as one of the defendants struck her toes with a hammer, and at just 14 years old, she was bound and had boiling water thrown on her, causing severe scarring. And just disturbing to hear those details right there. At last check, the victim was placed in the custody of the Department of Children and Families. As for Horace, he is now solely facing a charge of failing to register as a sex offender. But investigators say they're now looking in to see if he is linked to this alleged abuse as well. As we gather more details on this.
Oops, I think I muted this by accident. Now, excuse me. Well, let's take those two. Now, why did I bring this? And of course, a lot of folks say, well, they look like us, and are they us? Or not all skin folks or kinfolk. They may look like us, they may look like you, and they seems to have last name that like, hey, those kind of my people, but are they truly? Are all people are truly capable of despicable acts? All right, we need to call this out. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm doing this, because we have a brother in the UK. He has a stepdaughter. And pretty much whatever that you hear in this video, that's exactly the mother was doing to her own daughter. Okay, to her own daughter. We got people that are like that, beloved, okay? They will literally destroy their own children because they are dealing with trauma or other nonsense they don't know how to deal with, and they will find the nicest, the best, the smartest kid in the family, and then they will do things to this kid because they know this child is the one that had the potential to, one, get out of the situation that they are in, or so to succeed, to become successful. That's why they always, the people that always being abused in any family is always the best, the smartest, the quiet one. The loudest, the stupid, the backward is always being cheered because he or she is badass or whatever. But the quiet one, the one that go to school, have good grades, those are the one they stomp on because he or she doesn't need to fight. They don't have the fight in them to fight with people. That's not something that they do. But this thing happened in Margate. There's a connection, like I said, between Margate and I don't know those people. I have no idea who they are, and the other connection is the brother and his stepdaughter that was into this abuse, and the nation pray for her, and we counsel her, we talk to her, and then she's now living with the father. She's no longer in the possession of her own very own blood biological mothers. Like we said before, beloved, there are a lot of people that have brothers and sisters. Those are not your true brothers and sisters. You just come here with those people. You don't know them. You felt more connection with strangers than your very own children, with your very own brother, with your very own sister. Okay, your children can do things unto you that you just sit there and say, how could my child do this to me? Me that take care of him, of her. Me that give this, because that's not what that is. Like I said before, those are the people you get on the airplane with. They sit next to you. They arrive in the same airplane. You have no business to do with them. You come in the womb. He's my brother. We come from the same womb, but we do not have the same spirit. All right? Those people, certain time, those people that look like us treated us worse than the enemy. They do horrible things unto us because they are the ones that are closer to us. And this thing happened in Margate where they are caging this young girl and torturing her, and those things are real. Certain people, they do this because they have their own demonic spirit in them. Okay, they'll do this because the child probably speak up to them, or the child misbehave, and they'll crush your toes. Okay? I have people that I know that are grown-up adults, and they were abused, severely abused as children. And when they go up, their adulthood need a lot of work. Okay? Because there are things that happen to people, whether they are in the nation, Jews and Gentiles, when they were children, when they were young. Because if you destroy the child, you also destroy the adult. And a lot of those folks that you're looking at, they were destroyed as children. And then they go up to be broken people. And then all they do is to break other lives. They are breakers, wreckers. You know, the same term go from home wreckers. That's what they do. They go around, they break people. They do the same thing that had happened unto them to whoever is, that's under their power, so to speak. And a lot of them go up to be good people too. They don't want anything like that to happen to people. Just like us. Okay, we were brutalized. We were the most brutalized, victimized people on this planet. And most of us don't want whatever happened to us, don't want this to happen to anyone. That's why when we see injustice anywhere, it vexes us and it revolted something in us. And that's why anytime there are injustice anywhere, people run to us and ask for help, although we cannot help them. We are the most helpless people on the earth, the people that receive no help. Whenever a group anywhere on this earth is being traumatized, being beat, they're calling us. During the late 1800s, when the Haitians were going around and freed everybody from slavery all over the world, they went over there in South America with Simon Bolivar or Simon Bolivar, and they freed the entire South America, the entire Caribbeans, and they went and fought for Greek, okay, during the Greek War, and then they fought for Turkey, they fought for Armenia, they fought for all Europe. They freed everyone because they were in slavery, and they know how that thing is. What did they do to Haiti? Well, you know the state what Haiti is right now. There is no word or sugar coated, man. Even Trump say this, because that's how they say the Haiti is a Haitian, because that's what they're turning into. When we help those people, they turn out, they stab us in the back. When those people want anything, when their culture don't have any electricity, who do they call to, whose music they swagger jack? When they need a product to sell, who they come and sell it and promote it onto? Okay, it is always us. And when we need help, nobody will come and say, hey, those people need help here, man. No country. Did you see a country around supporting like that? They're supporting H. Did they supporting our brethren before reparation? Okay, did France, India, or whatever, China, Russia say, hey, those people deserve reparation because we know what you did to them? No, everybody's very silent, but the moment something happened to Ish or Palestine or whatever that you want to call it, everybody's like, oh, we need to send money. Ukraine, we got to send money to Ukraine and stuff. Congress already signed things, send it over there because they're fighting for freedom. Okay, a lot of us, we go up, we are traumatized, we don't want to see, although it's happening, it's going to happen, it must happen, but we'd rather not to see people anywhere around the world, regardless of the skin color. We really don't want to see anyone go to what we go through, but because they put us through these things and there's nothing we can do about it, hey, they're going to go through it because we are, whether you want it or not, the most lovable human being on this universe, on this planet. There are no other human beings on this universe that have more love than our people. We are the embodiment of love and healing. Yet, those aggressors, that's what they turn on to us. Those two people that you're looking at, the things that they did to this girl because they inherited it from their own forefathers or for their own families. We still carry, like I said before, through our DNAs, this thing that we suffer to slavery, okay? It is still there. We have to deal with it as much as we can. The things that happened during the Inquisition and all that, they're still there. We have to go through this thing through healing, okay, to a lot of stuff, okay? They gotta get out. So now, those two folks or three, the old men that did this to this young girl, they are in our families. They are our families. They are people that we know. We live with those people. We know what they do. And some of us, we don't want to put them out, and we will protect those people because we know if he go to jail, there are no food coming to the house. If she go to jail, there no food, no income coming to the house, and then we choose not to house those people. We choose not to say anything, but the abuses continue. It's not something that we can afford now. That's why we told our people. A lot of people say, but Big Leaf, you need to get a community together, move to the desert and stuff like that. No, first of all, if I ever had the community to come together, I'll not move to the desert, man. Like, why? Why would I want to move to the desert? What the hell is wrong with the city? What the hell is wrong with the urban area? Why can't we just buy a town? Why can't we just go to Detroit and buy all those places that's already been there and then fix them up? And build a community already in the city, took over and do our stuff over there. Why? Why do we have to go to the desert? Why? Because it says in the Bible. No. Once you have a community, and then you will have those people come in your community. They are running from things. They don't want to deal with what they did to that little girl. And you will have people like that little girl come to your community because they want somebody to help them deal with that. Are we equipped to do things like that? You got 2 broken people, okay, the other old man 3 and the little girl 4. You got 4 broken people coming to you for healing. Can you heal them? Are you trained for this? Although, beloved, what happened here is a great testament unto the Holy One, because he is watching. He see what they make our people unto, okay? That is if they are our people. But anyway, so are we equipped to deal with things like that, man? Are we equipped to put those people, sit down and ask them, you know, what happened during your child? Tell me what happened. Oh, okay. Tell me what happened when you were 5, when you were 6, when you were 7 years old. Any trauma, and how are you going to deal with this? Can we deal with that? That's why we told our people to go into introspective, because those folks, this woman and this fellow, okay, this dude is an accused sex offenders. That means he's been doing this thing for a long time, man. And he never, you know, people, the guy like this dude, they're all over the neighborhood. They're all over our community. Okay, we need to deal with this thing, man. And our people, beloved, we are making great progress, man. We are making a lot of progress. We are making a lot of good progress in working with ourselves. Our people, we are getting better. We are getting rid of those guys like him and people like them. We are getting rid of them worldwide. Okay, so that's why I want to bring this on to tell the people we need to deal with Hish, man. If something happened to you when you were a little girl, deal with it, man. Just go into deep meditation. Close your eyes. When we say deep meditation, it's going to take you time. If you have time, spent an hour and 2 hours into meditation, you will enter in a trance state. You will see things. That's why we told you to quiet your mind for 5 minutes. If you keep doing this for every day, you add a minute, you do this for like an hour, you're going to hear things. I'm not kidding you. Okay, let's keep on moving. Wait, hang on. How long we are in... Ooh, all right. Okay, this is Tokyo right there. Okay, Tokyo conducts first evacuation drill in years as North Korea ramp up missiles launches. Okay, all right, let's listen.
Transit passengers in Japan are heading into a lower section of a subway station. It's the first missile evacuation drill in Tokyo in years. This disaster prevention official said the Japanese government has been requesting this training because of an increase in information about missile launches from North Korea. There have been a series of recent test launches from...
Okay, again, when you look at this, man, and this is what you people do, you know, this is what you guys do. You build weapons to destroy people, each other, whether you're North Korean, American, Asian, all of that's what you guys do. And the entire world watch this, and not everybody agree with that, beloved. You got other Gentiles, they despise wars. And they can't wait for us to come back in power and put this world to peace before those scumbag and idiots destroy everyone. Okay? You build powerful weapon just to kill each other. Okay? Instead of tell the world the truth and step down, let us rule. Nope. You guys will blow the kingdom come. Yeah, whatever.
There have been a series of recent test launches from North Korea, including a missile that flew over Japan's southern islands in August, triggering the country's nationwide alert system.
I think that was very much a wake-up call for a lot of Japanese who I think maybe didn't pay attention to defense and security issues as much before that.
Naval Captain Robert Watt spoke to us from on board a Canadian military mission flight. He says Japan is undergoing some of the most significant changes to its security strategy since the Second World War. 5
years ago, there probably would have been protests in the street, but now I think the public in general and certainly the government have kind of taken a more realistic approach to defense.
Yes, that, like you say, 5 years ago, pre-2019, there will be protests and stuff, but right now, hey, man, people like, yo, we got to take this hash seriously, man, because they know the war is coming for them.
The U.S. military base in Japan is regularly used by Canadian Armed Forces members taking part in Operation Neon to enforce UN sanctions against North Korea.
This is a small part of Canada's larger aim to support, a free and open Indo-Pacific, to support a rules-based international order.
Global News' Jeff Semple interviewed Watt in 2018 when he was posted at the UN command in South Korea, in charge of monitoring and patrolling the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. He made history when he arranged a face-to-face meeting with his North Korean counterpart.
I'm actually the only UNC officer that stepped into a room with the North Korean army at all.
Watt says Canadian soldiers remain stationed at the UN command in South Korea, and they know someday soon it could become a battleground.
Well, it must, because a lot of those things are, those guys showing off because they really know they are always, all of this is against us. And they know this. They know the moment they attacked us, our power will activate. It's two ways to activate your power. Through meditation, a lot of training, you will activate it. And two, when of those people attack a true chosen, one of the 144 and his power, her power will activate, and then that's it. And once the power is activated, the domino effects, all the powers will activate, and you have 144,000 Kryptonians flying around, destroying this whole place. And they know that. They are aware of this, okay? And there's nothing they can do about it. All right, they just mobilizing their, like, hey, we're gonna fight each other, but they know very well this thing it's not gonna end up well for them.
The risk of escalation is higher than ever.
As these residents dashing for cover in Tokyo mark the latest sign of Japan's worries over the growing threat from the nuclear-armed North. Neetu Garcha, Global News.
All right, so yes. A lot's going on, beloved, a lot, and those people are going to have to go at each other's throat. And let me just, since we're on this subject, let me just go ahead and make this announcement. We have two announcements. I personally, I have refrained and stopped of talking about the whole thing that Ishi's doing in the Middle East with whoever they are doing it with. I have no interest in that, and I already said everything that I say. I still stand by it. I have nothing else to say, and I have to continue doing the job that the Holy One gave me to do, assigned me on to do. That's announcement number one. Announcement number two, this is for the general public. We have our beloved sister Shibashan. Let me see. Oh boy, is that what that is? There we go. We have our beloved sister, and she said that the Holy One has delivered her, and the Holy One has taken her, her student loan is no more. The whole thing is gone. The Mighty One taking it off. And she said, thank you for the nation for praying for her. Thank you for praying for the nation. Thank you for praying for the chosen. She said she felt a huge load, a huge weight coming off of her. She sleep better at night now, because student loan is the only debt you can't get out. You're gonna die with it, and when you're incarnated, this thing gonna come back out in another form. She says she's good with it. It's no longer, and she's now doing better. And she said, great glory to the Mighty One. Now, my take on this, beloved, she did not just sit there and ask for prayer or do nothing. She did not just do this, okay? She actually do the work. And for those of you that know what we talk about, the work, she actually done things. She done a lot of experiments, a lot of stuff, and she continue studying and use her power, her magic, to get her out of this. That's how she got out. Okay, by doing the work. A lot of meditation, a lot of homeworks, a lot of things, and one of those things worked for her. Will it work for you? I don't know. But all I can tell you, you need to work on yourselves. That's why I told you a lot of our people are doing better now, because they are starting to work on themselves. Stop working on and for people. When I said stop working on and for people, not stopping at your job, but like trying to take care of your, I don't know, your friend problem, trying to help him out. I'm trying to help her out. No. I'm trying to help my cousin, my sister and stuff. Nah. You've done enough. I'm not trying to tell you to be rude to people, but you've done enough. It's time for you to focus on yourself. Write down all your issue. I have an addiction. I drink too much. I smoke too much. I use too much. I have a debt. I have this credit card debt. I have this student loan. You wrote them down and you start working on it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to be retired. I don't know how it's going to happen, but the Holy One will give me a way and I'm going to get this thing done. Excuse me. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I am going to get this thing done. But the problem is most of our people, they think things can just resolve by just saying Jesus or they saying the name of the Most High and that's it. No, you're going to have to do the work, man, for the Spirit to accompany you and heal you and get rid of these things. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for hearing us. Let us keep on moving. But before this, we are into this. Okay. All right, let's keep on moving.
We start with that Fox 35 exclusive. A 9-foot alligator chomps down on a woman's head while she's snorkeling. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. She lived to tell the tale and then spoke with Fox 35's Stephanie Buff-Monty. And Stephanie joins us live in studio with that story. So, Stephanie, this happened at Alexander Springs, and that's no stranger to gators there.
No, it is not, but this is just such a wild story. So there was a woman over there. She was a bystander. She had her camera out and she took a picture after this happened. You could see, here's the girl who was bitten by that alligator. Before she was able to get out of the water, you can see the gator right behind her there. Obviously a scary situation, and she is feeling lucky today.
It's the 2 bumps on my forehead.
Marissa Carr still can't believe it, but her head was inside an alligator's mouth at Alexander Springs in Ocala yesterday. The gator chomped down on her head while she was snorkeling.
I ripped the mask off and I turned and I saw it's like 2 little eyes like sticking out of the water.
She was with her friend Shane when they say the 9-foot gator came out of nowhere.
I just heard.
Okay, the gator was 9 foot. Of course, you know what to do. But, beloved, a lot of those folks, they don't know that, but they choose to ignore that they are not in their blessing. They choose to ignore that things out there not turn out the way that you wanted. You're gonna go in this river, either you're gonna get attacked by an otter, snake, shark. I almost say hurricane. I don't know why I said this. Why would I want to say hurricane for? I don't know why. But hurricane is the French for shark. There's a movie called The Hurricane. I don't know why they will call it this, okay? Sharks. And if you are 83, wherever you are going, man, you're going to be you're going to be suspicious. You're going to be very nervous. You're going to look left. You're going to look right. Because this thing, man, the curses will warn you. That's the easiest way to put it out there.
A rush of water, and I turned around to make sure like she was okay, and I just saw the gator. I saw her head in its mouth.
Marissa said it happened so fast, she didn't even realize a gator bit her at first.
It didn't hurt bad in the moment. And then, like, as I was running back and, like, I saw what it was, that's when it started hurting. I was like... Okay,
so this woman is very lucky, because if that was an experienced gator, this thing would have just crushed her heads, because the gators, they can crush coconuts. They can eat soda can, and then their belly, the acid in the belly will just melt this thing.
Like, ow, my forehead hurts really bad and my neck is in like so much pain.
FWC says a trapper removed the 9-foot male gator. Just days before this attack, Alexander Springs was temporarily closed after a man was snorkeling and bumped into a gator. Marissa was wearing a full face snorkel mask, not just goggles. It's what she thinks could have saved her from having serious injuries.
Well, that's probably not save her at all, because the gator thought it could be something, it's foreign, but the moment, if she was like, didn't have anything on her head, the moment the blood reached the gator tongue and then it just sent a signal to her head, and he would have done the death roll, and that's it.
Or worse.
Sounds bad, but it biting my head is probably the best place that it could have bitten. If it would have got my arm, and that would have got a better grip on my arm, and I could have lost my arm, or just like my life in general. I think the head, he didn't get a good grip of it, so
Because
I think I'm genuinely just really, really lucky.
Well, that's what that
She is just so lucky. Marissa wanted to share that she doesn't blame the gator for what happened. She says she's not going to let this stop her from snorkeling either. Now, this is not the first time this has happened at Alexander Springs in the Ocala National Forest. This past July, a man was bitten while snorkeling, and a gator bit someone's pool noodle. After that, a 7.5-foot gator was removed from the springs. In the
Okay, so great glory. Let's keep on moving. Those people never get the lesson until it's too late.
If I was home, I would be dead. It literally is on my bed right now. You seen it?
Adrian Striga was at work when this school bus crashed through his suite in this house at Canada Way and 16th Avenue in Burnaby.
Okay, Canada Way is 16th Avenue. Of course, 16, you know what to do. But anyway, there's this dude wearing this shirt over there. It's very telling. It's very tantalizing when you see something like that, like good. Well, this was the greatest of all time, cool. But the good, yeah, the black good wearing this shirt over there. Of course, excuse me, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. How that's Baphomet and stuff. No, they're talking about the goat versus sheep. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, you can see the goat here. Let's keep on moving.
His suite in this house at Canada Way and 16th Avenue in Burnaby just before 8 a.m.
A bus drove right into my bedroom. All my stuff is totaled. My TV, my clothes, everything.
Burnaby RCMP say the school bus with 11 high school students on board and a car collided at the intersection beside the house. The cause is under investigation.
Okay, let me see the bus right here.
Intersection beside the house. The cause is under investigation.
Anytime you have children involved that are just going.
Okay, Captain Mike Calange. Of course, the name Mike and the last name Calange, which is Carl Angel, Carl Ange, which is a French from Carl, C-A-R-L, Carl, but Carl the angel, okay, Carl Ange, Michael the archangel, you know, and which Burnaby, or Burn Baby Burn, is that what that is? Is that what is going on over there? But anyway, is that Captain or Capilin? Well, this thing is all over, but let's see what's going on here with the school bus. I believe I saw some number in it.
Total, my TV, my clothes, everything.
Burnaby RCMP say the school bus with 11 high school students.
There we go. So again, we're going to enlarge this with the school bus, you know, having 156 in there. You know what to do. You know what's going on here. And those people can catch any break, man. And things like that is just keep on happening, and people are like, hey, we don't care. All right, good.
Students on board and a car collided at the intersection beside the house. The cause is under investigation.
Anytime you have children involved that are just going to school, it heightens it a bit, right? We all have kids and they're all, hopefully getting to school on time and safe.
Perhaps the seat belts on board the bus prevented more serious injuries. The students were sent to hospital in stable condition, and luckily the bus narrowly missed a gas meter. Ooh. The bus involved in the crash belongs to the Kelsa School here in Surrey. We are told the bus was picking up students in the Burnaby, New Westminster area this morning just before 8 a.m. and bringing the students to classes here when the crash took place.
I went inside and seen my TV flew out of my bedroom into my living room and bounced off the drywall.
Another resident of the house who was home at the time described to Striga what he heard.
He said the whole house shook. He heard a honk, he heard a screech, and then he heard a bang going through the retaining wall, and then a bang going through the house.
RCMPs say the bus will be examined for any mechanical problems once it's removed from the house. Striga's family has launched an online fundraising campaign to help him replace what he's lost. But with nowhere to live now, he is still trying to stay positive.
The most damage is just on the property and the vehicles. Everyone else is safe, including the children and myself.
Janet Brown, Global News.
Interesting. Oh, man. Oh, good grief. Let's put this in slow motion. 54 right here, anyway. Oh, good Lord. Let me see.
There you see the.
Okay. Got this. This guy passed the stop sign. Oh, but wait a minute. Let me see something right here. It seems like he tried to brake or the car. Wait, what happened here? The car flew off before he got hit. Okay, look at the car. Did he hit a speed bump here? The car flew off. Look. The car flew off before it got hit. Something hit it here. It hit something. Was it a speed bump or something? Okay, look at this. Okay. All right. Okay, the car hit something here. Okay, you can see the back wheels lift up, and then this thing hit it. The truck, the bus hit it. It could have been a speed bump. I don't know. Let's watch this in a regular way. Oh.
Take a look here. You'll see there the driver of the Dodge sedan blowing through a stop sign on California Avenue approaching South Street when it's struck by a Long Beach transit bus. The driver of the sedan.
Because what happened is, if it wasn't for whatever that he hit, it could have just already passed. The bus would not hit it, but this thing is, I don't know. Could be the ley line. Don't know. Is that what's the name of the intersection? No. Let's watch.
Transit bus. The driver of the sedan hits the brake when it's.
But something happened there. The car flew. It's not like he hit the brake. Something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, let's keep on moving.
New at 5, a Lakeland family is desperate for help, finding the driver accused of fleeing the scene of a crash in Dade City and leaving their loved one for dead. The single vehicle crash killed a mother of 3 last month.
Ooh.
We've now learned the driver was the victim's boyfriend, and he is still on the run. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer is live in Tampa, where state troopers have released some new details in their investigation. Aaron, this is the first we've heard from the victim's family.
It is, Haley. I mean, they are as devastated today as they were when this crash happened last month, and they want the man who was behind the wheel behind bars. Roxy Starnes' sisters will never be the same.
We're not as one. We're not a whole.
30 years, there's been 5 of us.
5 of us.
And now there's 4.
The pain of losing their youngest sibling October 14th is still so raw.
It's hard to even get up and function.
It doesn't feel normal.
Florida Highway Patrol says Roxy was in a pickup truck with her boyfriend, William Bailey, who was behind the wheel. Investigators say witnesses saw Bailey physically abusing her in the vehicle. Roxy's sisters, Paula Parker and Crystal Martin, heard the same story.
The people.
Only certain people can see what we are seeing here. Only the intra-templum will understand what this means. We'll see. Oh boy. Is that what that is? Let me see. Okay. Well, anyway. Only the intra-templum will see the meaning of those. The 3 and letter. They'll see it. That's what this thing, it is calling. That's what that thing does. It's calling. Okay? You can see it. You can see it here. It's calling. All right? The locking. The interlocking for you intra-templum. Great glory. If you need a confirmation, there you go. That's what that is.
The people behind him witnessed him hitting her
beating
Her screaming, please stop.
Troopers say Bailey started driving away on Clinton Avenue in Dade City. He lost control of the truck, hit a telephone pole, and then a fence. The crash killed Roxy. Investigators say Bailey walked away from his critically injured girlfriend and hasn't been seen since.
I'll never forget the call.
Oof.
And I knew when they called.
Yeah, they knew that because the thing is, like, those folks knew the guy is an abuser, okay? It's not like something they don't know. They actually know this. And those women, I don't know what it is, but it's like, maybe it is the curse. It's just they want that. It felt, if they get beaten by this dude, they're getting attention or whatever. But, well, she's no more now because that's what happened.
She was gone.
Bailey had been in and out of jail since the early 1990s.
Okay, so they know this guy. This is his record. She knows it, but this is the type of guys they like to date. You know, criminal, you know, thugs. This guy is a massive thug since the early 90s, you know, been doing crack and selling meth and all this stuff. And this is the guy that they choose to be, an aggressive, you know, violent criminal. That's what that is.
And the Polk sheriff currently has 4 separate warrants for his arrest on charges including grand theft, burglary, and counterfeiting. Now FHP wants him arrested for leaving this scene. So does Roxy's family.
I just want him to be caught for what he's done to her.
Again, for the intra-templum. Her name, you know, Martin mean morning, okay? Crystal Martin. You know, if you need another quote-unquote confirmation.
What he's done to her for the last 5 years. And he needs to pay for this.
An alleged crime that took the life of a 30-year-old woman who was a loving sister and mother of 3.
Oh,
Roxy's 10-year-old daughter has been by her aunt's side.
Oh, that's her daughter? Oh, I thought that was another of the 3 sisters. Let me see.
Roxy's 10-year-old daughter has been by her aunt's side.
Loved her family. Loved her family. Would do anything for her family. Loved her children, all 3 of them.
And if Roxy were still around, this is what her loved ones would want her to know.
We love you, Roxy. We're so sorry. But we're going to get them. We're going to get them.
Okay, well, Roxy is named for Roxanne, right? Is that what that is? What does the name Roxanne means? Dawn. Okay, Roxanne has multiple meanings. Yeah, the AI, that thing is messing up my stuff. It does. Oh, and Hebrew, it means star of magnificent. Star of magnificence or dawn. So, dawn, this is pretty symbolic right there. So, excuse me. Her name is Roxy, which means star of dawn or morning star. Okay? And the sister, her sister right here, is that what that is? Let me see which one. Her name is Crystal Martin. Is that what that is? I think it's in the beginning right here. Okay. I think. Okay, I just need to get her name. Paula Parker. That's the first one. Okay, her name is Crystal Martin. Okay, Martin. Let me see. How do you say morning in French?
In French, that's matin.
Okay, Martin, Martin, and morning, and her daughter, is that what that is? The daughter name is, well, her name is Roxanne, which means dawn, which is morning, which is, her name is Crystal Martin, which is, crystal can be a representation of you know what, but we'll say crystal is the star. Martin star, morning star. Although they call the other guy, you know, Lucifer, hey, he's the morning star. But and then again, to us, especially the intra-templum, that's what's going on here. Okay, so yes, Okay, that's the daughter right there. She's 10 years old, you know. All those things, they add up, you know, for those of you that are studying.
By her aunt's side.
Loved her family. Loved her family. Would do anything for her family.
Loved her children, all three of them.
And if Roxy were still around, this is what her loved ones...
Is it Foxy or Roxy?
For her family.
Loved her children, all three of them.
And if Roxy were still around...
Froxy? Foxy? What is it? What's her name? It should be in there. Tampa Bay. There's no name in there. It sounds like Roxy, Froxy. Oh boy, this is very confusing.
This is what her loved ones would want her to know.
We love you, Roxy. We're so sorry.
Okay, what she say Roxy. What the hell is going on here? I don't like to be confused. The guy in the news say Froxy, she say Roxy, and then some dude over there say Foxy. What is that what that is? Let me hear it again.
Of a 30-year-old woman who was a loving sister and mother of 3. Roxy's 10-year-old daughter.
Okay, he say Roxy. Good.
Has been by her aunt's side.
Loved her family. Loved her family. Would do anything for her family.
Loved her children, all three of them.
And if Roxy were still around...
Okay. I believe the if got in there. And if Roxy, she say Froxy, trying to say she's a fox or whatever. But her name is Roxy. So, yeah, stop confusing Big Levi, man. You know, one thing I do not like is being confused.
This is what her loved ones would want her to know.
We love you, Roxy. We're so sorry. But we're going to get them. We're going to get them.
And Roxy's sisters say Bailey has family out in Tennessee. They've contacted authorities there as well. But anybody who has information about where he might be, if he's in our area or somewhere else, they should call Florida Highway Patrol. Haley.
All right, Aaron Mesmer reporting in Tampa tonight. Aaron, thank you.
All right, so we get the message. All right, well, hang on. How long we are into this good grief? All right, let's keep on moving. Let's get rid of this thing right here. All right, let's keep on moving.
The magnificent rings of Saturn are set to vanish from view in 2025. A phenomena is to go to make the rings invisible to Earthlings. And according to the phenomena caused by Saturn's rotation on an axis, its rings will go edge on.
Okay, now those people try to... I don't know. Ever since we've been talking about the whole universe is moving and dancing, the universe is not just stopping. It's moving. We are going somewhere. This thing is moving. Everything's moving. And lately, it's just like they're trying to show those animation like everything is dancing.
Now caused by Saturn's rotation on an axis, its rings will go edge on. However, these rings are going to disappear forever, and the view of the rings from Earth changes with time because the planet rotates on an axis tilted by 26.7 degrees.
Oh, wow.
And according to
I did not know this.
astrophysicists, in every 13 to 15 years, Earth witnesses this phenomena, during which the rings reflect very little light and it becomes very difficult to see them. The last time the Saturn's rings went edge on was in 2009, and NASA says this time it will happen on March 23rd, 2025. And the ones who are still waiting to witness the rings through their telescope, you haven't missed the chance, because the rings will be visible after a few months. And these magnificent rings were formed about 100 million years ago, which scientists say is relatively new for space. Decades ago, two NASA missions confirmed that Saturn is losing its rings. NASA says that the rings are being pulled into Saturn by gravity. And the influence of Saturn's magnificent field, they are turning into dusty rain of ice particles. Scientists see this will take 100 million years.
Oh boy. Okay, 100 million years, like... Okay, let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about this garbage they try to say it here. Saturn, aka Shabbatai, is the highest planet, the heaviest planet. Okay, the element of Saturn is lead. Saturn, the color is black. If you are born on Saturday, you are a Shabbatite or Saturnian. Saturn is the home of the Black George, aka Cain's little brother. Saturn is the planet of judgment. It's the stern planet. People that are born on Saturday are by nature gloomy. It's not like they look like they are sad to outside other people, but they are not. They are very talented people when it comes to art and singing. Saturn has the best singers and the best artists or people that are born on Saturday. And they are by nature telepath. Saturnite or a Shabbatite person can just look in your eyes and know exactly what you are thinking. Shabbatite people, they look their side. They're always alone. They like to be alone. It's not like they don't like people. It's just loneliness is nothing to them. Where loneliness will kill a Nogahite, but a Shabbatite, they don't mind being lonely. And they will feel it, but they are not people that, they are introverts, so to speak, not because they are introvert by hiding, being lonely, being a loner, but they are introvert because they don't like to be around scumbag. Point blank. Period. That's what it is. Now, the planet Shabbatai, that's where the judgment happened, and again, that's why they say, the Shabbat, must rest and all that, because out of all the planets, Shabbatai, Saturn is the highest. The ring that they are saying, well, Saturn, the limit of the zone girdling the earth stop in Shabbatai. Okay, so it begins with the moon, which is the lowest planet. Well, the lowest plane is the earth, and then it's go from the moon at the bottom, okay, to Mercury, to Venus, to Mars, to Venus, to the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Okay, Saturn is the top dog. It's the highest, biggest, well, not the biggest, highest planet, heaviest planet. And the Shabbatites, they are huge. They like 15, 20 feet tall, the Shabbatite people that live on this planet. There's a video, we played it multiple times about Dr. Berman, or whatever. He talked about... It's already 5 o'clock, man. Really? Give me a second here. I'm checking something on my phone. Is it time? There we go. Good. So, and the interview, Dr. Bergeron mentioned that those guys, they are dark as hell. Why? Well, of course they are black. They are Shabbatites. By nature they are dark, and they are very advanced. They are super advanced. Technology speaking, magically speaking, the Shabbatites are super advanced. Most of them don't even live on Shabbatai. They're all over the universe, repopulated, just like we have this thing to do. Once we get rid of 83, we will populate the Earth, and then we will go to other planets, do the same thing that we did, because we are not truly from Earth. We're from elsewhere. You want to debate about this? I don't. Now, when they're talking about the ring is not actually formed by 100 million years, whatever. The ring is formed by spaceships, so to speak, chariots, that are constantly rotating around Shabbatai and protected. Okay, there is something in there that needs to be watched or protected or contained at all time, well, at least for the next few hundred, whatever, billion years, to keep this thing, to repair, because there's a reparation, some kind of repair that's going on Shabbatai. Those rings are being made by giant ships that are Earth size. Okay, those ships that are orbiting Shabbatai, they like the size of the Earth. That's how big those things are. That's what Dr. Bergen was saying. He said soon those things going to be here. Those things going to be here. They're gonna come here if they are not already here. But anyway, just to give you a little history on Shabbatai and things like that. There are many, many more things going on with this, but we're just taking this. We say great glory. Then again, how long we still good grief? Let's keep on moving.
Cue the Born in the USA music, because it is election day.
Whoa! What's going on here? No. I'm not gonna go ahead and that Michael fellow is missing. Let me see. Oh boy, it's already 1 hour. Sorry, beloved. I may have to stop here because I got to be prepared for something. And I will leave the nation with peace. I will see you Shabbatai, which is tomorrow. I will see you, okay? We will continue this. Where did we stop? The whole Michael fellow. All right, we will stop here, okay? Shalom.